is going on, Governor? It's Chisgule here, and today is exciting. We are preparing for the Ark of Osiris. We're spending down a lot of our resources, including legendary commander sculptures, and we're going to unlock the expertise skill on Cao Cao. Oh, baby, I'm excited. If you like videos and guides on maxing out your legendary commanders, you should totally like and subscribe because that's something we're going to cover here. And we're a sponsored creator for Rise of Civilizations. So with that said, we've got this commander at 5, 5, 5, 4. And what I want to show you is a little bit of the before and a little bit of the after. And so I'm going to start by battling this level 25 Barbarian with a maxed out Minamoto Cao Cao combo. And we're going to send them off full cavalry, T4, just to show you the kind of damage. We'll take a look at the report. We'll do an after. We unlock the expertise skill, and then we're going to hit a fort. We're going to hit a T5 barb fort and just show you the numbers because it's pretty nuts. Now, the expertise skill on Cao Cao makes it so that you get 25% more cavalry attack, but you lose 10% cavalry defense. So you're really focusing this unit on doing tons of damage. So you can see already, though, the before is going to be pretty sweet. Now, it's worth mentioning we're on Alliance territory, so we get some buffs for being there. Bada boom. Big damage. I mean, this level 25 Barbarian just got melted. This is a 25. Melted. Melted. Let's get a look at the report real quick. What are we talking about here? All right. So let's see. We had 9,275 slightly wounded and 38 severely wounded. Honestly, this goes so fast. I don't know if you're even going to notice much of a difference after the expertise skill because the DCI is so fast. Over time, you'd notice a really profound difference. But let's see if 25% attack is really life-changing. And honestly, I think it will be. So let's head over to Cao Cao. We'll go over to his skills. I already set aside the sculptures so I didn't mess it up when I was making my investments. And let's unlock Cao Cao's expertise skill. Oh, baby. Here we go. Boom. Skill applied. And remember, you got to tap that one in the middle to actually unlock it. Yeah, there it is. Cavalry attack, 25%. Cavalry defense decreased by 10%. So you're making a unit that can hit really, really, really hard. Ah, that legendary glow. Feels good. Feels good. Let's find a level 25 Barbarian. Oh, it's even on Alliance territory. I don't care how long the walk is. Can't be that bad, right? Yeah, it's not that bad. We'll talk. We got stuff to talk about, or I'll cut the video. Whatever. So let's talk for a second about the preparations I'm making for Alliance Battlegrounds, because you, too, should be preparing for Alliance Battlegrounds. What are we doing to prepare? A number of things. First of all, well, I'll talk about that in a later video. First of all, I am spending sculptures on the commanders that I know I want to use on the battleground. Now, what commanders should you be using in Alliance Battlegrounds? If you are the player that's rallying cities, you should have commanders that are set up for that. If you are the player that is an open field, and chances are you are, because that's everybody else, you really only need like 3 to 6 people leading rallies anyways. So if you're not one of those people, you should be focused on open field, and I think cavalry are a great choice. I also probably am going to hone in on infantry. I'm probably going to use Richard I and maybe Boudica as a combination. I think they would work really well. I think I'm actually going to take my Richard I, take him off of garrison talents, and instead specialize in full infantry. Number of reasons why I think that's a good choice, but primarily I think that attacking cities is something that may happen, but is not the biggest thing you need to worry about in this game mode. And I also happen to have, by the way, my Kusunoki in a really good place. I set up his talents to instead be for garrison, so I'll use him on defense. Easy peasy. Let's see what this looks like with the expertise skill unlocked on Cao Cao. Big damage? I think so. I think so. Melty, melty time. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Holy moly, that's big damage. That's definitely better than the last round. That's definitely better. That was noticeable. Even for that tiny period of time. Now, okay. Does the data lie, though? So let's see about the battle report we just got. Barely any injuries saved here. And barely any fewer slightly wounded. So I think this is because the battle's really short, and over a prolonged period of time, you'd notice a way bigger difference. And so, to test that out, we need to go launch a rally. We need to go find a level 5 barb fort, and we're going to come back when we've got that set up and show you. All right, we're back, and we are walking with a full rally. Well, full for us is 1.3 million toward a barb fort, and we're gonna smash the heck out of that thing. Let me just show you Minamoto's talent because I think that's super relevant to understanding kind of what's going on. And I think I would do this a bit differently. Um, I realized only after I started making my way toward thoroughbreds and grabbing the march speed that's in this peacekeeping tree that, although I've got the full skill tree going here, by full, I mean I got this talent at the top, which is feral nature, generates a lot of rage. I actually think naked rage is also really good because you're going to be doing so much skill damage against barbarians with Minamoto. Like, who cares if you're taking 6% more damage? I don't care. You're not doing nearly as much skill damage as I am. I kill things so fast they only get like one skill attack off, and it's like barely any damage. So I actually think that's like really good. But otherwise, I've got Mighty Force for the rally, Domination, and Killer Instinct for the skill and basic attack damage. And when I'm running around hunting barbarians on the map, normally I'm rocking that Trophy Hunter to get all that sweet loot. I'm pretty happy with that entire setup, and I suppose there is one point I could put over here to get the march speed, which would be pretty nice, but I don't know. I'm probably going to put my next point in Naked Rage because I love seeing those damage numbers. Speaking of which, if you're smashing Barbarian Fort, something you might consider is grabbing a rune on the map that helps you do extra damage. You could also, or health, or defense of your troops. You could also pop a little buff, one of those tokens that does 5% attack or defense. I think that's a pretty reasonable thing to do. And, it's worth mentioning that Alliance technology is super relevant in your rallies. We've been investing more in flags than in tech recently, but man, let me tell you, we have our march speed, the first march speed skill, totally maxed, and it's so noticeable. It's so noticeable. Big damage incoming. Oh, baby. How much damage are we going to do? It's worth mentioning we don't have full cavalry in this rally. We don't have full cavalry in this rally. We'll get a look at exactly what is in the rally after when we take a look at the battle report. And I've got reports, by the way, of some T5 forts I hit before this. We'll look at some after. And let's watch the numbers fly. Here we go. What kind of damage? Woo, 53,000. 53,000. Yeah. So we get like 2, maybe 3 active skill rotations on this fort before it drops. Seems real good. You can see the rage restoration is just out of hand. It's totally out of hand. The bar is already half full after the attack lands. I love this build for forts. I love this build for forts, and this is probably one of the last times I'm going to use it, because I'm going to swap my Minamoto for a full PvP build when Ark of Osiris hits. Let's get a look at the report. We had 171,000 slightly wounded and 2,700 severely wounded. Feels pretty good. If we look at the battle log, not the battle log, let's see. We look at the troops. You can see here, not everyone brought calves. Oops. But we do have a lot of calves in this rally. So it's not a full cavalry rally. And, our buffs are in a pretty good place. That's what we're looking at here. Now, if we compare to some forts that I had done previously, let's see, this is almost full as a rally, and you can see I had slightly more slightly wounded and severely wounded. If we go over here, well, that's interesting. Wait a minute. So there's a couple things that could happen here, by the way. There's a bunch of skills that these commanders have that have a percentage chance to trigger. For instance, Minamoto's first skill has a chance to trigger extra damage. Cao Cao's got a healing skill that has a chance to trigger that heals and restores rage. So if we look at this, 181,000 and 2,245, and compare to the one we just did, well, this also could have to do with the combination of troops that were in the rally. It's pretty complicated. All in all, I'm really happy with the upgrade because My goal with a Minamoto Cao Cao in an Alliance Battleground, and that is why I made the upgrade, is to be able to pick off armies and to focus damage on an army that isn't going to do damage back to me. And that's really the situation where this expertise skill shines. When you are doing active skill damage to a target and they are not doing active skill damage back to you. That is when this is totally out of hand. Totally out of hand. So hopefully in the next 2 days, when Alliance Battlegrounds are live on our kingdom, we're going to have a chance to show that to you, and I am beyond pumped. We're going to have a video probably tomorrow talking all about some of my last-minute final preparations, and this is just one of those things that I am so happy to have accomplished. If you like Commander Guides, please do, once again, like and subscribe. And until next time, my friends, you have fun smashing the kingdom.